लास्ट जी गीत गाइશું પછી તમારા ફેમિલી મેમ્બર સંકલ્પના આત્માની માટે બાળ યોગેશનો અવસર કરીશું. પરિવાર મોગલ ના પરિવાર મોગલ
One that we expected somebody and Jay's member as well. I'm Sabha Shah, Jay's cousin. I'll start with reading a speech on behalf of Sonam, Jay's sister, who's on the Zoom. You never expect to hear that your younger sibling has passed, but I did get that call and was overcome with a sense of shock that began to thaw only when we went to New York to honor Jay and spend time with his wonderful wife, Karen, his sister and brother-in-law, Jen and Andrew, and their children, Georgia and Theo, who called him Uncle JJ. From the moment we arrived in New York, there were daily visits from so many areas of Jay's life. Friends, work colleagues, neighbors. Jay had an innate ability to connect with others. These folks knew and loved Jay and Karen, and they surrounded us with the same love, giving us strength. Jay spent his professional life advocating for workers' rights. As several of his colleagues said in New York, you can't do that kind of work unless you care very deeply for others. He loved music and spinning records. I remember when he was at Flagler University and he was a DJ for the college radio station. He had a love of music that only continued to grow and enrich his life. I loved when he would tell me what he was listening to and give me recommendations. My baby brother has raised the bar for me. Yes, we only had 44 years with him, but he lived and gave of himself fully. His legacy is one of love, service, and humor, and it will inspire me for the rest of my life. His booming laughter, kindness, and ability to make everyone feel like they matter will stay with me forever. I am incredibly grateful for the years we had with him. I am also incredibly grateful to have our dear Karen and her wonderful family, who will continue to be a part of our family forever. I want to thank you, Sonal, for these beautiful words. And I also just want to add, I feel so fortunate to have been able to attend the service for Jay in Astoria, New York. Jay and I were closer when we were younger, growing up together here, and he was a little bit of a rascal in the best way back then, like a second older brother. But I do wish we'd been closer as adults, because it was absolutely unbelievable to see the incredible impact Jay had on the community in Astoria. The venue for the celebration of life was just so packed with people, and more people just kept coming and going for hours. Hearing everyone's stories of the profound impact Jay had on them was remarkable. And so many people I met had a similar story. They would just happen to be walking down the street or out somewhere. Jay would say hello, and suddenly that would turn into a great and sustained friendship. It's almost impossible to believe the number of lives he touched and improved in such a short period of time. Words just can't do it justice, but like Sonal, it will continue to inspire me for the rest of my life too. And now I want to turn it over to Shalini, my brother and Jay's cousin, who is on the Zoom and wanted to share a few words as well.
Hi, can everyone hear me? Thank you, Sopna. Hopefully everyone can hear me here.
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. Jai Jinendra, everyone. Today, I wanted to share a few words from the heart. Since hearing about the news on Jay, I've struggled to express the depth of what I've been feeling. It's hard to put into words just how much he meant to me and the profound impact he has had on my life. Jay wasn't just my cousin, he was my brother. from my earliest memories in Mumbai, playing at our grandparents' Kaka and Ben's home on our visits to India, to living side by side in Fort Lauderdale when Dilip Phua and Pallavi moved from London to the United States for the first time. To many years later, living side by side again in Kissimmee after our family moved down from New Jersey. Jay was always a constant in my life. To share a quick story, as some of you may know, Dilip Phua and Pallavi live near a golf course. Jay and I loved watching the golfers, not just to study the game or to admire the professionals, but to keep an eye on the amateurs, because they often sent their golf balls into the lake, giving us the perfect opportunity to fish them out and sell them back. It was a simple yet fun pastime that Jay and I loved and often joked about. His influence stretched into every phase of my life, shaping who I am today. I will share these memories with our children as they grow, ensuring they carry Jerry's spirit in their hearts. His kindness, wisdom, and love will forever guide us. Thank you. And now I'd like to introduce Mehta Kaka, who would like to share a few words as well.
I hope you can all hear me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, you can. All right. Respected Pujya Samniji, ladies and gentlemen, Jai Jinendra. On behalf of the Mehta family, I would like to thank you all for your presence in person and via live Zoom streaming to pay tribute to late Jai and support the family in what over the past few weeks has been a very difficult period. My name is Mahendra and I'm Dilip Bhai's younger brother residing in London. I'm privileged to say a few words in tribute to Jai today. The word Jai means victory in the Indian language, and how appropriate that is, or that it was given to the young man as his name for whom we have gathered here to pay our respects. Jai was born in March 1980 in Kisumu, Kenya. He was about 4 years old when his parents came to London, and we had the privilege of them staying with us for about a year before their onward migration to the US. It was during that period that I had the pleasure of watching young Jai growing up every day, and particularly his tantrums, which were the main entertainment most of the time. Stubbornness was the hallmark even at that early age, helping his determination to progress in later life. However, his loving and caring nature towards all was evident even at that young, tender age. In fact, his love for animals was noticeable, as he loved and adored our Labrador dog and called Raja, whom he fondly referred to as Raja Boy. In life, Jai truly followed the Jain principles of ahimsa, humanity, and helping all those in need at all times. As he grew older, the extended Mehta family always meant the world to Jai, and every time we visited Orlando, he was full of joy and excitement and proudly showed us around places of interest, and in particular his university in St. Augustine, and a guided tour of museums and the oldest school in St. Augustine. On another occasion, he took me to watch what would have been my first ever baseball game. But unfortunately, rain meant that after sitting for nearly an hour, the game was cancelled and he was more disappointed than I was. We had the pleasure of spending some more time together when he came to England for his postgraduate studies in law at the University of Coventry. There too, he made many friends. He got himself an evening job at a local restaurant, and not surprising, he was an instant hit with the customers, some of whom became his friends. Jai was an excellent debater, and we often engaged in healthy political debates. And with many differing views, they inevitably ended in us mutually agreeing to disagree. The regular chats on the cousins WhatsApp group was a true testament to the mutual love, affection, and care, and the superglued relationship he had with all his cousins in different countries. Fast forward, a true match made in heaven as Jay fell in love with Karen and married her in 2021. It's an open secret, as evidenced by regular Facebook posts on how much mutual love and care they both had for each other. But alas, was cut short so sadly. Karen became a part of the extended Mehta family when she married Jay, and we welcomed her with open arms. We know how heartbroken she is with the vacuum created and will experience challenges, but she remains a part of the extended Mehta family who will always be there to support her at every level and try to ensure that she never feels alone. Of course, our loving dog Ziggy will certainly be a huge source of company and comfort to her. Having read so many moving tributes on Facebook, just shows what an amazing and loving human being Jay was, but left us far too young and early. He ticked every loved and adored box, that is, wife, parents, grandparents, sister, uncles, aunts, cousins, friends, neighbors, strangers, animals, etc. Acts of love and kindness towards all showed the stature of Jay. Jay achieved so much in short lifespan, but he had so much more to give and achieve. However, the solace is that he utilized, enjoyed, and lived life to the fullest and left numerous fond memories to cherish by all who knew him. Finally, for me, and I'm sure for many more, Jay was the top of the bill and simply one of the best human beings with a beautiful soul and lived it all his way. However, for us, the question why will always remain unanswered. Rest well and look upon us. Jai Jinendra, and thank you all once again, and safe journey home.
Jai Janendra, and nice to see that Ziggy, lovely Ziggy, has joined us as well. Hi, I'm Nithal. I'm one of Jay's cousins, and I'd like to say a few words about our Jay on behalf of his wider family. As we already know and we've heard, he made such an impact on everyone he came into contact with, and I wanted to share a few stories in his honor. Being outnumbered, 2 boys to 7 girls on Jay's dad's side, Jay's fate of unfairness in his eyes started from a very early age. I spent the first few years of my life having the privilege of living with him, although I'm not sure that he saw it that way. I stole his precious toy cars and even fell asleep clutching onto them, so he had to unwillingly give them up permanently. I was always favored by my kaka and even called him Papa, just like they did, but the favoring didn't go down too well with Jay. When he whined, and oh, did he whine, he was answered by family members with, "She's younger than you, let her have your cars." And if his sister Sonal took any of his things, it was, "She's older than you, don't take things away from her." Jay was eloquent and passionate with his words even then, at the age of 4, and staged a big meltdown when it all just got too much for him. The younger one gets to have everything and the older one gets to have everything. So what do I get? He always had a special place in our family as the one to fall victim to our teasing and our jokes. He always took it extremely well, though. He did try his hardest to give back as good as he got, and always with a smile on his face. He knew that behind the jokes, he was deeply loved by us all. When we look back at our fond memories with Jay when we were younger, his wonderful laugh, bright eyes, and epic dance moves are what we see. And his passion in everything he believed in and his infectious laugh is what we hear. All of that followed him into adulthood too. Jay always worried about how we were, if we were okay, if we were enjoying ourselves, if we liked the food. and he'd give the widest smile when we answered yes. And that was Jay, always making sure everyone was okay. He ensured that whenever any of us came to visit him, he would always do his best to give us the most amazing time. He used to say that our bar was the same, but I don't think he ever realized how similar he was to her. He'd say that he'd be eating, and every time he looked over at her, she'd be smiling at him and offering him another spoonful of food. But little did he know that he inherited that trait when I visited him in Orlando, in Miami, in New York, and he would do exactly the same. And what gave Jay joy was seeing the happiness of others, and he would do his best to contribute towards that. In fact, so much so that when he came to England to study his master's, he decided that he wanted to treat us. And you've probably heard a billion times about his infamous pasta dish, but I have to repeat it again because it's such a classic. And Jay and I were only reminiscing about this recently. He was so excited to make it for us. But not only did it taste pretty awful, which he 100% admitted himself, he'd made about 5 containers worth, and he had to take himself for a walk afterwards because it tasted that bad. And safe to say, I'm glad to say with relief, that his cooking skills have improved drastically over the years. And I know that lovely Karen was able to experience this. And thank goodness you got the better chef side of him. But that was Jay, always up for giving everything a go and just going for it with gusto. Our times together and the fun moments we shared will always remain with us. And that's what's made us cousins the strong unit that we are today. That's been shown more than ever during this incredibly hard time, a time that's absolutely shattered all of our hearts. The impact of his untimely loss on all of us that are fortunate to have had him in our lives will forever be indescribable. We will continue to keep his memory alive with the ample stories that we could talk about for days, and with the treasured memories of a wonderful cousin that we are so lucky to have been blessed with. He was a true gentleman with the purest heart. Thank you. Sorry, Sejal's connection is lagging quite a bit, so she doesn't think she'll be able to get on to say her words.
Yeah. Is someone who is talking?
There was another cousin who was going to come and say something, but her connection is lagging and it keeps freezing, so I don't think she's going to be able to come on.
बोल रही है कि उसका कनेक्शन ठीक नहीं है।
So, okay. Should I speak? स्वामी को वंदन। उपस्थित भाइयों बहनों, जैसा कि आपने अभी सबसे सुना है, जय मेहता, what is the surname? Okay. So Jay Mehta, in the age of 40, is it? 47. 47. 44. तो बहुत ही यंग एज और इतना टैलेंटेड पर्सन, और कहा जाता है एस्टोरिया, व्हाट इज द एरिया, ही इज रिकॉग्नाइज्ड एज द मेयर ऑफ एस्टोरिया। इससे पता चलता है कि छोटी उम्र में उसका अपना समाज के ऊपर कितना बड़ा प्रभाव था। How much impact he left on the people of his surroundings. बहुत छोटी उम्र में व्यक्ति अचानक अगर जाता है तो ये इस बात का कभी कभी साइन होता है कि उसका लाइफ इतना ही है। हमें ये लगता है कि व्यक्ति एक एज के बाद जाना चाहिए, किंतु भगवान महावीर ने आचार्य सूत्र में एक बात कही है, कालस्य नत्ति आगम। काल के लिए, मृत्यु के लिए कोई टाइम नहीं होता, इस एज में आएगी और इस एज में नहीं आएगी। So there is no fixed time for death. It may come in childhood, it may come in very young age, it may come in old age, and it may come sometimes 126, 730 years. इंडिया में अभी भी एक व्यक्ति है 126 years के, 126 years। 110 में एक अभी रिसेंटली एक योगी जो थे उनकी डेथ हुई, पर अब ये मालूम नहीं होता कि किसका लाइफ स्पान कितना बड़ा है, हमें नहीं पता चलता है। और जब अचानक कोई व्यक्ति छोटी उम्र में जाता है और वो भी ऐसा व्यक्ति जिसमें इतना टैलेंट हो, समाज को जिसमें जोड़ने की क्षमता हो, लीडिंग पावर हो जिसके अंदर, और उससे ज्यादा कैरिंग पर्सनैलिटी हो, दूसरों का केयर करने में। जय के बारे में जैसे पता चला कि वो कितने लोगों को हेल्प करते थे, अपने आसपास के किसी भी नीडी पर्सन को देखते, किसको कोई किसी प्रकार की हेल्प चाहिए, लीगल चाहिए, सोशल चाहिए, फाइनेंशियल चाहिए, अन्य किसी प्रकार की हेल्प चाहिए। जिस एज में व्यक्ति अपनी कैरियर के बारे में सोचता है, अपनी फैमिली के बारे में सोचता है, उस एज में किसी दूसरे के बारे में सोचना बहुत कठिन होता है। किंतु जय में वो टैलेंट था, जय में वो कंपेशन था, करुणा थी दूसरों के प्रति, इतना हेल्पिंग उसका नेचर था, कैरिंग और शेयरिंग का जो उसके अंदर टेंडेंसी थी, उसके कारण से छोटी उम्र में उसने समाज पर बहुत इम्पैक्ट छोड़ा। परिवार के हर सदस्य और आस पड़ोस के जो भी व्यक्ति, आप यहाँ पर जो है उनके पापा के फ्रेंड पारसी, वो भी यहाँ पर है, बचपन से उन्होंने उनको देखा है, born and brought up के सामने हुए हैं, ब्रिंगिंग उनके द्वारा हुई है, परंतु सबके दिल में कितना इम्प्रेशन उनका है, कितना एक अच्छा व्यक्तित्व जो समाज को लीड कर सकता था, समाज को बहुत कंट्रीब्यूट कर सकता था, नेशन को आगे बढ़ाने में ऐसी यंग पावर की बहुत जरूरत होती है। और ऐसा व्यक्ति अगर समय से पहले चला जाता है तो निश्चित रूप से परिवार के लिए तो बहुत ही शॉकिंग मोमेंट होता ही है। किंतु जो भी व्यक्ति उससे जुड़ा हुआ होता है, जो भी उसके संपर्क में आया है, जो भी उसे जानता है, वो भी बहुत मिस करता है। ऐसे व्यक्ति का चला जाना निश्चित रूप से परिवार के लिए बहुत बड़ी क्षति होती है, और ये ऐसी क्षति है जिसको हम रिवर्स नहीं कर सकते, रिटर्न नहीं कर सकते। प्रतिक्रमण में हम रिटर्न होने की बात सोच रहे थे, बट कुछ चीजें रिटर्न नहीं हो सकती, तो डेथ के बाद में व्यक्ति को रिटर्न करना बहुत मुश्किल है। अब हमारे पास एक ही ऑप्शन है, हम उसे एक्सेप्ट करें, टॉलरेट करें, और उसकी जो क्वालिटीज है उसको आगे बढ़ाएं। उसने जिस तरह से समाज के लिए कुछ किया, अपने सराउंडिंग के लिए जो कुछ किया, फैमिली के लिए जो कुछ किया, अब हम उसके लिए क्या कर सकते हैं। जय की माता जी बता रही थी कि उनके जो एस्टोरिया के जो भी लोग थे, उन लोगों ने एक पिटिशन डाल रखा है कि जय के नाम से स्ट्रीट का नाम रखा जाए।
आपको जैसे ही ठीक।
So there, we have heard that the people of his surroundings, they are missing so much joy that they have what we say applied for a petition to keep the name of Jai, or they want to keep the name of the street in his name. So it shows that how people are so much embraced, how much they are missing Jai, how they want to carry on his memory forever. So this is what Jai has left. He has made his very great place in the hearts and the minds of the people. So we are also missing such a great genius personality. And we pray to God that God will give power to his family, father, mother, his wife, children, all other near dear ones and friends, that they accept it, that we cannot change the destiny of anybody. What is destined, that is prefixed, and nobody has power to change the destiny of someone. We can just carry on his memory. We can think about his quality, and we can do something best for in his name, so the people can be benefited even after his departure. Clear? So we have to do that. That will be the right, or what we say, gratitude towards this pious genius soul of Jai. So with these words, I would say that wherever his pious soul has gone after death, he will be absolutely in a very better place rather than what we are thinking. And he will always progress in his life and will achieve one day the ultimate goal of his life, that is the liberation. Liberation from all the pains, liberation from all the sufferings, liberation from the cycle of birth and death, and liberation from the karmic account. So with these words, I finish my words and say that we should always keep Jai in our memory and try to do something best for in his name. Thank you very much. Mangalpa? Yes. You can come. Yeah. Just I want to say something. You can come to me. So I'm saying that you can be among the picture audience. Yeah. Yeah.
Respected Samriji Chaitanya Pradyaji, Samriji Hin Pradyaji, Jai Jinendra JVB family and friends. Thank you all for your condolences, prayers, emotional support during this difficult time. Jai has lived a short life, but has touched so many hearts through his work with Jobs to Move America. He spent his life helping community and helping people improve their living status by finding jobs. Jai will always be in our heart due to his kindness and humbleness. Thanks again, Samriji and JVB, for providing us strength to pass through this loss in our life. Jai Jinendra.
Mangal part. Now we are speaking the mantra. You can fold both the hands near the heart and listen to the mantra. नमो अरहन्ताय नमो सिद्धाय नमो नमो वत्साय नमो लोये सर्वसाहूनं ऐसो पंच नमोकारो सर्व पाव परासरो मंगलानं च सर्वेसिं परमं हरि मंगलम् चत्तारि मंगलम् अरहन्ता मंगलम् सिद्धा मंगलम् साहू मंगलम् केवलिपन्नतो नमो मंगलम् चत्तारि लोकोत्तमा अरहन्ता लोकोत्तमा सिद्धा लोकोत्तमा साहू लोकोत्तमा केवलिपन्नतो नमो लोकोत्तमो चत्तारि शरणं भवज्जामि अरहन्ते शरणं भवज्जामि सिद्धे शरणं भवज्जामि साधु शरणं भवज्जामि केवलिपन्नतं धम्मं शरणं भवज्जामि धम्मो मंगलमुख्यम् अहिंसा संयमो तमो देवांस्तं नमस्ते तस्य धम्मे सनातनं चैतामहरणं वासं चक्रवर्ती महिष्ठियो सन्ते सन्ति करे लोए अतो दैवतरम् देवदानव गन्धर्व जगत्रसिकिन्नरम् बम्बयारिं नमंसन्ति दुःखरं चे करन्तितं मंगलं भगवान् वीरो मंगलं गौतमो गणि मंगलं स्थूलभद्राद्या जैन धर्मोऽस्तु मंगलम् सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्यं सर्वकल्याणप्रदं सर्वधर्माणां जयं जयति शासनं जयं जयति शासनं Now the program is finished. Thank you for joining on screen. Yes. So now we are leaving. Thank you.